G'day guys, welcome back to another episode of Flashlight Crazy. Now, this is my very first episode where I am going to be introducing knives into the channel. So I know it's called Flashlight Crazy. I started out just reviewing torches, but I'm going to morph this channel into a bit more of an EDC channel. Things like knives, all sorts of EDC gear is going to come onto the channel. So I've started with knives. I've started with a knife that I've always been very intrigued about when I've been scrolling on lightshop.com.au. This is the Kizer October, and I've got it in both the Satin finish and the Stonewash finish. So we've got a black Stonewash finish blade there, and then the Satin finish here. Both CPM 20 CV, both really, really nice knives. So let's check them out. All right, so here they are, both the Kizer Octobers. Before we take a closer look at them, let's check out the boxes. So inside the box, you will get the exact same thing. So on here, this is the Satin titanium, so that is this one. And let's see, so nice little opening there with the box, love that. And then, God, it looks like gonna get some royalty scroll or something. So the knife will come in this, and then opening it up. All right, so we do get a Kizer branded, I'm guessing that's a microfiber cloth. And we've got here a Kizer pamphlet. This is just pictures of how I'm guessing they make some of their knives. And then back here, look at that little thank you note. Tell me about the Kizer product class. Usage and care, warranty, all other stuff. Okay, cool. Now, we will get 5 spare screws. Cool. Okay, so I am guessing that they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool, man. So you literally get 5 spare screws in case you lose or thread them or break them or something. That's bloody awesome. And then inside here so that's just your knife case. Beautiful knife case. And I hope, okay, so the stitching on that was pathetic because I just opened that and the stitching's already come undone. So Kizer, you can do better than that, please, because I literally just opened it up. You all saw I didn't misuse that at all, and the stitching has begun to come undone. That's pretty pathetic. But I don't want to knock them because it's a beautiful knife, but they've let themselves down there. Now, we would assume that the same will be in here. So this one is the black Stonewash, titanium handle as well. So let's see here. Again, we've got this little pamphlet thing, and I won't spend too much time on it because it should be identical. Yes, looks identical. And Velcro's good, and here we go. Open it up, da-da-da-da-da. Okay, so better stitching on this one, thank you. All right, so put those away. Let's take a look at the knives. All right, here we have the knives up close. Okay, so at first glance, the Satin one looks shinier. It looks like it looks more expensive, to be honest. Whereas this one, the Satin one kind of looks like it belongs on a shelf to just look at because it is very, very beautiful. Have a look at that. It is just gorgeous. The patterns on the titanium are, they kind of glisten in the light, as you can see there. Even the pivot here just looks absolutely beautiful with the silver and the gold. And then looking down there, it's just a very, very well designed knife and that is my opinion, but it looks like a very well designed knife. Now, black Stonewash. This looks more like your duty work knife, doesn't it? It's a bit darker. It doesn't have the glisten, but it's certainly got the kind of rugged, no-nonsense look. So as you can see, we've got a flipper tab, which makes the knife very easy to open. And we've got the frame lock there. As you can see, that takes over. That almost goes to halfway of the knife. So that's a very strong lock there. And then move that out of the way and the knife just falls nicely. Flip it back open. Now you can open this knife by flicking it open with your back finger like that. However, it is difficult and I'll show you why. So I'm not a professional knife flicker yet, but the locking mechanism here, this is all one piece. So I know in a lot of other knives, in fact, let's grab another knife and I'll show you what the difference is. Let's go this one. We're going to do some knife comparisons anyway, but okay, so here we have a Civivi Elementum, right? Now, that's got your little liner lock down there as well. But see how the liner is on the inside of the actual frame or the scales. So when I push that out of the way, it falls down, no worries. I can have my hand or my fingers all over this side of the scales and it's not going to impede me flicking the knife, right? But this, the actual frame, the actual piece of scales is your frame lock. And so because of that, so see here, it moves the whole thing. So when I move it out of the way, it falls, which is easy. It makes it for very easy to fold it back up. But to unfold it, to flip it, watch this. I'm going to put my finger on this frame bit and now try to flip it. And I can't. I'm going hard and I can't. Now let go, move my finger back onto this side of the frame, opens, no worries. So for that reason, it makes it very hard it's not a very fidget friendly knife because it makes it very hard to flip it open because you got to make sure all your fingers are back here, then you can get the leverage. But that actually makes it quite difficult to get the leverage to flip it open. So I have been playing around with these for a little while and I love them. I love the deep carry pocket clip. I love the titanium. You've got CPM 20 CV, so you've got some pretty damn good steel. Great edge retention, difficulty it's more difficult to sharpen than, some other steels like S30V or even D2. But where this knife kind of falls short is the locking mechanism, I believe, because it is very much, look, again, finger here, I just can't open it. Finger back, I can flip it. So that is my issue with this knife. And I'm sure a lot of people's issue with this knife. I'll just put this out of the way. So now we do have, see, I just have my finger on it again, couldn't open it. So we do have a cleaver style blade and it's a nice style blade. In the hand, it's quite nice. So you've got a finger hole here, a finger tab here. You've got a large area here to have your thumb so you can really kind of get into things and cut. Really, really good cutting action with this. And I notice here, you've got an area where you can actually, it seems like you can kind of move right up on it if you want better control, I guess. If you were doing some really kind of specific cutting, very, very fine cutting, you don't want to make a mistake, they do offer you an option to really come right up on the top here and get there. Look at that. I mean, I can put my thumb right here and just have precision cutting. So that's nice. You can put your pointer finger here. So it is in my opinion, or in my observation, it is it's ergonomically quite nice, this knife to have in the hand. I have decently sized hands and my finger falls back in here. My pinky finger just kind of catches the end. So I've still got some really nice control and then, fold it back up, flip it open, grab it, good to go. Or grab up the top here, good to go. Or, bring your pointer up here, good to go. So ergonomically, I'm very happy with this knife. I've got a little magnet here. Okay, so it sticks onto the steel, CPM 20 CV, sticks onto the pivot, but look at this, it doesn't stick anywhere else. Even the screws, it doesn't stick to. Spacers, no, doesn't stick to. So that would tell me that, mate, most of this frame is titanium because titanium is not magnetic. So that's really cool to see. Let's check out this one. So again, yep, 20 CV, no worries. Pivot, yep. Now, Clip, pocket clip, no. Screws, no. Spacers, no. So that's awesome. Now let's just take a look at them side by side so you can really get a good look at what you're purchasing if you were to get one of these. As I said, aesthetics, depending on what you're looking for, the left one, the satin finish is very, very pretty, and the Stonewash just looks like full on duty. Now let's check centering, shall we? So centering, let's just go that one first. Pretty bang on. Satin. Yeah, can't see any issues with that either. That's good. Now just have a look at them next to each other. So this is the difference. So you got black spaces and, satin finish spaces there. Really, really nice finishing. They've done well, haven't they, with their finishing? I mean, I'm not a knife expert yet, guys, but they've done well with these knives. I feel like, as I said, ergonomically they're great. Nice cleaver. It feels good. It looks good. Quality steel. Now, that is a standard Bic lighter. Okay, so that is how big this is next to a standard Bic lighter. Now, that is a Civivi Elementum. So, similar style, similar size, very, very close, in fact. Obviously, this is bigger and heavier. I will do the weight and the dimensions, but just having a look at the size comparisons. All right, here is a Griptilian. So, it is definitely a lot smaller and shorter than a Griptilian, and a lot thinner too. We have here the Old Faithful Smock, and look at that. Definitely difference in length. Smock looks to be a little bit thinner. Mini grip. So that's more similar to the size, although I would say the Kizer's a lot heavier. Mini bug. That's the mini bug there. And full-size bug here. So that is, it doesn't have the length of the full-size bug, but the blade, not the cutting edge, but the blade looks to be similar size there. But again, the bug's known for its pocketability and all that, so it's a lot thinner than the Kizer. Now, let's see what they weigh. So, let's start with the satin finish. So, satin finish comes in at 118.59 grams. Stonewash, 118 flat, 118.01. Okay, so about half a gram difference in the satin finish and the Stonewash finish. Now, let's check the length of the knife overall. It's going to be too long for my calipers. Okay, so thickness of the frame is 12.03 millimeters. Length of the cutting edge, and I'll be careful not to touch it, but length of the cutting edge is roughly 65.09 millimeter. Let's say 65 flat, actually. Yeah, about 65 flat millimeters. But then the blade length from the end of the frame, we're talking 76.91 millimeters. Now, the length of this with the blade open is too long for my calipers, but Kizer says that it is 181 millimeters. But let's check how long it is closed. So, all right, so closed, we've got 104.46 millimeters. All right, now let's check this CPM 20 CV straight out of the box. Let's check how sharp it is. So, Oh yeah, that's really nice and smooth. Let's go. The Satin. Oh wow, that's like butter. Holy mackerel. Oh, nice, man. That is sharp. Now, one thing I also wanted to mention as well is that see on the actual blade, you've got this area here, and this whole area here is like an indent. If I can show you about there, so you've got an indent all the way here. I feel like that is definitely designed to be able to flick it open with a bit more ease. Yeah, so especially the back flick, definitely it seems easier with this little area where you can kind of dig your finger in and then flick it open like that. So as long as you make sure that your no fingers or anything are touching this area here, then you should be really good to go. So it's kind of fidget friendly once you get the hang of it. But it does take a bit to get the hang of it, to be honest, because you really want to support the rest of your hand around the titanium handle, and then it's like, oh, it's not opening because I had my fingers here. So you just got to make sure that your fingers are nowhere near this locking system, and then you'll be good to go. All right, let's move over to some final thoughts, and I'll show you what this looks like in the pocket. See you in a sec. Alrighty, so what did we think? Well, I'm really impressed with these knives. As I touched on, the one thing that's a little bit iffy for me is the locking system. It is like, as I showed you in the video, if you have your finger on anywhere of this where the liner lock is or where the frame lock is, it's not going to open. It's not going to open. I'm pulling as hard as I can. It's not going to open. As soon as I let go, bang, it opens. So that to me is a little bit of a design flaw, but it's not the end of the world because they are beautiful, beautiful knives and, really premium steel. So it isn't the end of the world for me in terms of how difficult it can be. You just need to you just need to be aware that not to have your hands or fingers on that area of the knife. Otherwise, it is going to impede you from opening it. So it does kind of make it difficult to kind of flip it open from, like back kick it, because you've got to make sure that you've got all your fingers kind of away from it, and then you can kick it out. Otherwise, it just doesn't open, and it's a bit annoying. Now, I want to give you a pocket shot. So these are just standard jeans, nothing special about these guys. Bang, really, really nice deep carry right there. And look, it's not taking up much of my pocket at all. When I carry knives, which is very rarely, I put them to the back here, and this really falls in nicely. You kind of forget it's there. Easy to pull out, easy to then open up, lock it back down, bang. So that's really nice. And then same with the satin finish. Lock it, open it up, shut it. Whoop. In the pocket it goes, gone. Don't mind the satin finish a bit more, but this one kind of looks a bit more like a duty work knife than the satin finish. Satin finish looks a bit pretty to be messing up. But yeah, that's the pocket shot. So in terms of prices, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I did get these from lightshop.com.au. They come in at $255 each. So that's not a bad price for a knife like this. Now, currently at Lightshop, if you do spend, I think it's over $250, so you buy one of these, you will also get a free multi-tool keyring made by Claris, believe it or not, who's a torch company. So what you've got here is you've got a clip. So this little bit here is your clip, so you can clip it onto a bag or something like that. It does come with a keyring here, so you can put it onto your keys. You've got 3 different sized hexagon sockets. You got some teeth here. You got a bottle opener here. Whoa, where are we? Here. So it's a nice little thing. It's good to get for free. Free stuff's always cool. So yeah, if you were to go buy one of these for $255, that would push you over the $250 limit, and then you'd get one of these. All right. Thanks very much for watching. Please be brutal in the comments. As I said, my very first knife review. I am doing research about how to review knives better and things like that. But please don't hold back in the comments. If I stuffed things up or if I was wrong with some of the terminology or whatever, let me have it, man. I got thick skin. I can take it. So I do want to better my reviews, and the only way it's going to do that is if you guys are just bloody brutal to me when with all the mistakes I made in this video. All right. Thanks very much. And until next time, stay cool and stay safe. See ya.